Well, this looks a bit chaotic.
There we go. I'm trying to get the candle in frame so you can enjoy it with me. And speaking of candle, this candle is called Cozy Linen. It's from Bath and Body Works. Yes, I'm one of those. And it smells like laundry detergent. It's so amazing. Highly recommend. Hi. Hello. Welcome back to my witch obsession. And in today's pick a romance novel reading, we're going to be asking the classic question, how are they feeling towards you? I haven't done one of these maybe in like a little bit. They're always fun to do for me. Like, I find them to be entertaining. And I like when there's like a bunch of these out there because you can kind of pick one that you're really called to. But I don't know, that's neither here nor there, but. So I wanted to do romance novels this time. I've actually done one of these on my channel already and I really liked it, and so wanted to do it again. So yeah, I don't know. So we have 4 piles here, 4 books. So the first book that we have is While We Were Dating by Jasmine Guillory. And then for the second group, we have What If You and Me by Loren. I don't know if that's how you say your name. And then for pile 3, we have She's With Me by Jessica Cunsolo. And then we have pile 4 of Bad Bachelor with Stefanie London. I love all of these books, okay? I love romance. I haven't been able to read as nearly as much, but yeah. Let me save that for the ramble. So yeah, that's the 4 piles we have today, 4 books, whatever you want to say. And if you've already chosen your pile, then proceed. But before you do, please like and comment and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1K subscribers. It really helps my algorithm. I'm sure y'all know that. Like, come on, just YouTuber things. But yeah, other than that, proceed with your reading. Oh my gosh, reading, and it's like book. Anyways, yeah, if you want to listen to me ramble for an extra minute, then hi. Oh my gosh, y'all. So I've been reading this comic, and it's on Manta, or whatever it's called, and it's called The Dangerous Convenience Store. And it is so... Oh my god, y'all. Don't get me started with it. How is Instagram gonna get me hooked on this freaking comic, and then it's not even done, so I gotta wait like a week for another episode. Another episode doesn't come out until next Tuesday, y'all. Oh my god. They only release them on the 8th, the 18th, and the 28th, I think. I just can't, y'all. I'm so hooked on it. I literally started reading romance novels again because I was like, I need to cope with this. I can't do this right now. Oh my god, y'all. Y'all don't even understand. And then, oh my gosh. I can't describe to you how hooked I keep rereading chapters because I'm like, please, somebody just like save me from this. But yeah, I used to literally go through one of these like, actually it took me a while to kind of finish these, but sometimes I would eat up a book like in literally 4 days or 4 months. It really depended. But yeah, I think that's all I have for y'all for now. Oh, also, I bought these clothes. I bought a hoodie, a pair of sweatpants, and a pair of shorts. They all match. It's this color, and y'all, it is so comfortable. I was watching this video. It's by AstroKit, and she was talking about how Taurus is. I'm a Taurus moon. Y'all should know this by now. And she was all like, y'all are just really into athleisure. And I was like, I don't know if that's really my vibe. The minute I put this hoodie and the matching sweatpants on, I was like, yes, this is it. This is the vibe. And my boyfriend was there and he was like low-key like encouraging me to buy it. I'm so glad he did. Anyways, let's get on to the read. That was a lot of rambling. Hello, pile 1. If you chose While We Were Dating by Jasmine Guillory, this is going to be your reading. Before I get into the reading, I actually want to read the back of the book. I want to do that just to kind of give you a feel for what the book is about, so you're like not left in the dark. So this one says, 2 people realize that it's no longer an act when they veer off script in this sizzling romantic comedy by New York Times bestselling author Jasmine Guillory. Ben Stevens has never bothered with serious relationships. He has plenty of casual dates to keep him busy, family drama he's trying to ignore, and his advertising job to focus on. When Ben lands a huge ad campaign featuring movie star Anna Gardiner, however, it's hard to keep it purely professional. Anna is just not gorgeous and sexy, she's also down to earth and considerate, and he can't help flirting a little. Anna Gardiner is on a mission to make herself a household name, and this ad campaign will be a great distraction while she waits to hear she's booked her next movie. What she didn't expect is Ben Stevens to be her biggest distraction. She knows mixing business with pleasure never works out, but why not indulge in a harmless flirtation? Then her lighthearted banter takes a turn for the serious when Ben helps Anna with a family emergency and they reveal truths about themselves to each other, truths they've barely shared with those closest to them. When the opportunity comes to turn their real-life fling into something more for the Hollywood spotlight, will Ben be content to play the background role in Anna's life and leave when the cameras stop rolling? Or could he be the leading man she needs to craft their own Hollywood ending? It's like a weird stain on the book. But yeah, I remember when I was reading this book, I would literally go to like Panera and order this chicken salad that had like strawberries and stuff in it, and it was so good. And I would be listening to Scientist by Twice while reading this. It took me a really long time to read this because at the time I was like really overworked, but then I like quit my job and I like buckled down and finished it. So yeah, I'm gonna keep over there. I almost forgot this was a tarot reading. I was like just about to keep talking about the book, but anyways, we have some oracle cards here to kind of see what the tea is, and then I'm gonna get into the tarot first, and then we'll lay out the oracle cards. I kind of just want to do it all in one go because I'm like impatient. So yeah, I don't know. I hope you find these readings interesting. If you do comment down below and tell me about it, or if you read this book by coincidence, or any of the books for the matter, do tell me about it. And how you feel about it. How do you feel about Jasmine Guillory? I love Jasmine Guillory. One of my favorite romance novelists. Anyways, what are pile one's person's feelings towards pile one? What is that person's feelings towards pile one? Alright. So for your cards, we have Knight of Pentacles. Sorry, my plant is like in the way. I hope you don't mind. Two of Swords. The World, the Empress. I really want to make room for one more card here. And then the Devil. And then on the bottom of the deck, we have 10 of Wands. And then for your Oracle cards, we have Man Holding a Heart. The One Who Needs to Control, and Heartbreak. And then these are just kind of little extra context readings. I'll show you them later. For now, I want to get everything in frame. Actually, just pretend that you can see the whole card because I don't think I can make this work without... I want the candle in it, but I also want the cards in it, and it's becoming very clear to me that I can only have one or the other, and I choose candle. Hope you don't mind. But sorry, pile one, you probably have been waiting for your reading, and here I have been talking about books and candles. So right off the bat, I want to say that I get a lot of fixed energy from this reading. I feel Leo, Taurus, Scorpio, Aquarius, and we also have Capricorn here, and Taurus is here, and Libra. And then the World card, I always associate the 4 fixed signs. And we also have air and earth. But aside from that, I feel like your person, this feels like a very dynamic situation. And it feels like I don't feel as if though I'll be able to pin down every scenario with this reading. But it's safe to say that I feel like your person has a really big ego. And it seems as if though like somebody's control freak tendencies were kind of getting in the way of the relationship. Pile one, I do want to say that it doesn't feel as if though you guys are together, and I feel like that's why it's kind of hard to pick up an energy because there's such a disconnect here. But I do feel as if though your person, with the 9 of Pentacles, I feel like you've been kind of working at it, pile one. Not this relationship, but rather just yourself, like whether it be money, whether it be your career, like maintaining your household. With the Empress card being here and the World card being here, I do almost wonder if you are somebody who is a maternal figure, or if you have kids, or if you do something with kids. But regardless of the case, I feel like with this World card, maybe you've been traveling, or maybe there's kind of like a distance issue within this relationship. It could be long distance. It could be that you guys live a great deal away from each other, or you guys do something completely different from one another in terms of career, possibly school, hobbies, things of the sorts. And I feel like this is one of those like kind of cliche readings, but with the Devil card here, I feel like your person's like, they're just, I feel like this pile one, but they're not really acting themselves. I get this weird feeling from this reading of like this person who's just like, they show you the feels and they're like showing interest, but then when you like show interest back, they suddenly like detach and start being all control freak and like rude and like kind of crazy. And it's like, girl, like, what is you doing? And I feel like with the Ten of Wands on the bottom of the deck, I really do feel as if though this situation has taken a toll on both of you. And with this Devil card here, with this Capricorn energy, I almost wonder if work got in the way, or not work, but maybe your person's overworked, or one of you is overworked, and that's kind of like fueling the control freak tendencies even more. I'm more sensing that it could be your person, and I'm not sure. It just sounds like, I feel like your person really wants to make an offering to, and I do feel as if though they want to travel with you with this World card. The World card is pretty important here because it really does speak volumes to what's going on in this situation for the collective. And I feel like collectively it's safe to assume that your person really wants to spend more time with you, and they want to kind of like take you somewhere, and I feel like they want to like participate more in the casual aspect of the relationship. I don't know. I feel like they were too comfortable keeping it casual. And obviously, it's kind of like, not dangerous, but kind of like pretty like incredulous for me to say like, oh, they want to see you. Like, I think that I want to say that from a place of like, this pile one. And this is just kind of the confirmation that you've been looking for. Because it does seem as if though your person's really going through a lot of control freak things. And they really need to get a grip of themselves, honestly. But I do think that they are, I don't know, like, pile one, I just want to say, like, I'm trying to make sense of this reading, but it's, like, really confusing, and it's, like, really disorienting, and I very much feel like that's how your person feels, because I feel like they wanted to keep it casual, but not casual, but they wanted to kind of keep it more, like, detached, or they wanted to keep it more fun, and, if this reading isn't resonating, do pick another book or pile, or there just may not be a message for you, because I feel like all of the messages today are going to be very specific, especially with the books, because they are all so different. But I do want to say that your person sees you as very abundant with this Empress card here and this Devil card here. I feel like your person projects on you a lot. I feel like your person, maybe when you've interacted with them, they've told you a lot of things that they participate in themselves, It's like the very much hypocrite vibe of like, why do you do this and this and this, and then you're just like, you literally do all of those things yourself. What do you mean I do them? You're crazy. And I say that because I feel like with this Empress plus the Devil card here, it's like, we also have a lot of major arcana here. We had 3. And it definitely does seem as if though your person themselves is very confused, because like I said, I keep saying that they wanted to keep it more casual or more aloof, and then they started kind of mixing in their feelings with it, with this man holding a heart here. Your person could also be a Cancer, but with this Heartbreak card here and what I just said about them being a Cancer, I really do feel like they're kind of clinging on to this relationship, and they're kind of clinging on to you, and it's probably really confusing and frustrating, especially since I like myself feel really confused and frustrated approaching this reading. I want to say, pile one, I don't blame you for feeling angry if you do. But yeah, I'm gonna pull some cards from the bottom of the deck and see how that turns out. I want to see what's going on. Yeah, 10 of Wands, we all know that. And then we also have Princess of Cups here. it really does seem as if though your person has a lot of like daydreams about you. I feel like your person's constantly manifesting you and thinking about you. Princess of Cups correlates to the Page of Cups, and I very much associate that with somebody being kind of like, like hopeful and, more emotionally innocent and naive in a cute kind of childish way, and then being kind of like, like just emotional overall. And I think it's interesting because in this card, she seems to be holding what looks like a cell phone. So I almost wonder if your person's like constantly stalking your social media or finding ways to hear about you. I definitely do think that they are talking to mutuals, or they are kind of thinking about you or trying to manifest you, or the littlest things remind you of them or remind them of you. I really do feel like it kind of goes both ways. I feel like ego is kind of like not a problem, but something that definitely blocks the relationship and something that kind of has hindered it. I feel like your person has too big of an ego to admit that they have feelings, or if they have, at least describe them or be honest about them and kind of, like make moves based on them. And yeah, I really do feel like a lot of things remind them of you. Like I'm sensing that they could be scrolling through like social media or something, and they see a post and they're like, oh, pile one really liked horses, and I'm seeing horses all over the place. Or, pile one's a horse Chinese zodiac, and I keep seeing horses everywhere. Or wow, like pile one really likes TJ Maxx, and I keep seeing TJ Maxx ads on Instagram, things like that. And I very much feel like your person, I don't think that they've been admitting to you, if you are in contact with this person or if you are talking to them. I do want to say that regardless of how much for the collective that your person is revealing to you and how much they're telling you, I don't feel like it appropriately matches up to just how much they've actually been thinking about you and feeling for you. And not to like sound crazy or anything about it, but I really feel like your person has a very peculiar way of showing their emotions and expressing themselves. So I do want to say that, like, apply this in whichever way that you seem as applicable, because I am sensing that with the stubborn masculine energy that I'm picking up in this reading, it really does seem as if though from person to person watching this pile, your person is, they express their emotions completely differently. But I do feel like they're a little bit aggressive and they're a little bit controlling, and that's probably one of the things that makes this person so like, okay, it kind of goes two ways. It makes them both alluring, but it also kind of makes them annoying. I very much think that in personal experience that controlling, like aggressive masculine energy on one hand can be very like alluring and attractive and like, like reassuring maybe even for some of us. But I feel like on the other hand, it can also be annoying, overbearing, and suffocating. So ooh, the Chariot. Yeah, they could be a Cancer. I always feel like Cancers, especially like Cancer, like masculine energies. Obviously, it doesn't have to be a man that we're dealing with here, but I find that, like if you're watching a reading like for a girl, it's like you literally don't even have to do that. You can just be like, "How are you feeling towards me?" And like she'll like tell you. But then like a man, you're like, "How are you feeling towards me?" And then they're like, you know what I mean? But I don't know. I get a lot of like cliche vibes from this reading. I get a lot of those like, oh, like they really want to see you again, like they've been thinking about you kind of reading. But I really do feel like this kind of situation is in the current state that it's in because of like beliefs and kind of like actions that they took. I feel like this relationship has taken a toll on both people because of choices and things that they did. Let's make it clear, pile one, like your person has some pretty strong feels for you, and I feel like their denial of those feelings is kind of what sent this relationship south, and that's why stuff hit the fan. But obviously, and I also feel like with this Two of Swords here, I feel like there's a lot of like indecision on both ends of the relationship here. I feel like both you and your person are both unsure, and I feel like both of you have been kind of trying to move forward, and I don't know, it just seems as if though you've been kind of like, girl, like I don't know if I should ever go back, or like I don't know what would I do if they ever came back. And I feel like for a good portion of time, pile one, like you were pining after this person and you were hoping that they'd come back. And I feel like you kind of detached pretty quickly, and now this person is kind of like hung up over you because they realize, wow, like I kind of messed up, or really messed up. And with this cherry card here, I feel like your person does want to like have forward movement with you, and they really want to talk to you again, but in kind of like a very immature way, you know, like they want to go back to how it was before things kind of went south here. They want to be casual again, and they want to like take things even slower, and it's just like it's kind of like immature, if I had to get my 2 cents in. And I'm only saying that because like I very much want, it really seems as if though like you have, like you're kind of over this person. I feel like you're watching this reading of kind of like for amusement, or just to, out of like pure curiosity. I don't feel like you genuinely care like how this person feels, and not like in a bad way, but I feel like you're kind of like like whatever, like I know this is how he feels, I just want to hear it again, you know. And I feel like once again it comes down to ego, you know. I feel like you're doing that for your ego, pile one, and I feel like your person was also doing it for their ego, and I feel like that's why this relationship was kind of like crumpling. But obviously that's not all of you. For some of you, like if you are wanting to hear back from this person, I do think that if you were to leave the lines of communication open, like I do feel like with time they would come back to you, or they would, you know, like think about you and like talk to you one day. But like I said, for those of you who don't want to talk to this person, it very much is easy to block them out because they are so cautious and like, you know, like careful around you now, or like careful and touchy when it comes to you as a subject. But I do feel like with this Knight of Pentacles here, this is kind of a more subtle card. I feel like this kind of speaks volumes about how things, it seems as if though like a few little things kind of messed up so much work or like investment, you know. And what I mean by that is I feel like you and this person were really talking, and you know, you're really getting to know each other, and it was a very slow burn type of situation. But then a few kind of mishaps and really bad miscommunications really sent this relationship like straight down the pooper, honestly. So yeah, I'm gonna show you these little tea leaf fortune cards because I'm very curious. We got hills, obstacles to overcome, boot, increase your efforts if you want to achieve your goals, and wishbone, a wish is granted. Take those for what they are, but if I'm gonna say, it really does feel like your person wants, it does seem as if though your person isn't putting enough work, or they aren't trying hard enough, or they aren't being expressive enough. I feel like they're very much staying in their comfort zone, and that's why the relationship really suffered. I do feel as if though with, I don't know, but I just get this feeling like I wanted to like prove to you like, oh, like what do I see in this reading that makes me think that, but honestly I just get this feeling that like your person wanted to stay in their comfort zone, but you may have stepped out of yours a little bit, expecting them to do that for you, you know, being like, oh, like I'm willing to do it, are you willing to take the jump with me? And I feel like they didn't really do it, and now that's why the relationship is like in this state. And I very much think that like there's really not much else to say, you know. Your person misses you. They really like think about you on a daily basis, and the weirdest things remind them of you, but they feel a little bit egotistical, and they are too prideful to reach out to you again or be honest with you again. I feel like they've very much gone into defense mode, and for no reason. And I very much feel like your person just really wants to like talk to you again, but like in that casual, more like, you know, maybe like rated R kind of way, and they just aren't really being realistic with you, and they aren't being realistic when it comes to you as a subject. So yeah, that's all I have for you, pile one. Yeah, I'm gonna just end it right there. Thank you so much for watching, pile one. If the reading resonated, please like, comment, and subscribe. As you know, I'm trying to get to 1K subscribers, but I hope the reading resonated, and you know, if it didn't, then I don't know how you got this far, but you know, if it didn't, you know, like maybe you left it on or something, like relax. It's just like, it's just for fun. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. I love you. Bye. Hello, pile 2. If you chose What If You and Me by Roni Loren, I still can't say their name right. I don't know if I am. Then this is going to be your reading. And actually, to start your reading off, I'm going to read, or is a different kind of reading, if you know what I mean. But I'm going to actually read the back of the book to you so you aren't like left in the dark and you don't know what you chose. But yeah. So for this book, it says, the world can be a scary place. At least, that's what Andy Lockley's anxiety wants her to believe. It doesn't help that she narrowly escaped a dangerous man years ago, or that every relationship since has been colored with that lingering fear. But things are better now. She's channeling everything into her career as a horror novelist and true crime podcaster, and her next book may be the breakthrough she needs. If only her grumpy new neighbor would stop stomping around at all hours of the night. Former firefighter Hill Dawson can't sleep. After losing part of his leg in a rescue gone wrong, he's now stuck in limbo. He needs to figure out what he's supposed to do with his life, and he can't let himself get distracted by the pretty redhead next door. But when someone breaks into Andy's place, Hill can't stop himself from rushing in to play the hero. Soon, a tentative bond forms between the unlikely pair, but what starts out as a neighborly exchange quickly turns into the chance for so much more. If Andy can learn to put aside her fear and trust in herself again. And this says, everyone thinks she's nothing but sunshine, but behind the bright chatter, she's always been afraid. Now, finally, she's ready to fight for her own story. This book, I'm not gonna lie, took me a really long time to read. But I love this author because... Okay, a little bit ramble before I get into the actual reading. I'm so sorry, but I love talking about these books. I don't know, like, this book, when I was reading it, it took me so long. I think it took me over, like, a year. Because I was so like focused on like working my job and like I quit now, so I finally finished this book. But I don't know, like I read this another book. It's called Yes and I Love You, and this author just has a very different way of writing, and it's a very slow burn. It is a very slow burn, and it's very confusing at times. You know, like I wouldn't say that her books are particularly rated R. Obviously, there is some of that in there, but it's not so much, you know. Okay. Anyways, we're going to get right into the tarot actually today, and I'm just going to lay out all the cards. I wanted today to be kind of a little bit of a more brief reading, not for any particular reason, but I kind of just wanted to be, actually for a particular reason. I just wanted it to be a little bit slower. I feel like these readings can sometimes be like way too long or be like, you know, like an hour long. And, you know, I have readings like that on my channel. I have other readings that go for that long, but obviously like sometimes I just want to like hear what someone's feeling, but without like the hour long like explanation, you know. Anyways, what are pile two's person's feelings towards pile two? What are pile two's person's feelings towards pile two? What are pile two's person's feelings towards pile two? We have the Star. I don't know why pile two, but like I'm just like really excited to do your reading. Like I feel, well, obviously I'm excited to do all the ones, but I feel like pile one was a little bit heavier, and so like I feel like a lot lighter energy with this reading. We also have the Wheel of Fortune, Judgment, Knight of Swords, and then Seven of Pentacles. And then on the bottom of the deck, we have Nine of Wands. And then we have some Oracle cards here. I actually also have these tea leaf cards because I'm like obsessed with them. I always am. But I'll get into those in a little bit. I want to just lay out these Oracle cards first. And do keep in mind that they are going to be a little bit covered up because I chose Candle over Oracle cards. I went over this with pile one, and I don't know if they cared or not, but you know. Okay, for yours, we have 7th Chakra, Archangel Uriel, Fire Mother. Oh my gosh, no. See, like, it's like cut off here. Just don't say anything. And then we have Family. So, alright, pile 2. So, or book 2, you know, whatever. But I feel like... Okay, the first thing that's coming through to me is with this family card, I really want to get out of the way. Family was involved here. It doesn't matter in what shape or form. You meeting their family, them meeting your family, wanting to start a family, another family getting in the way. Whatever the case is, there was something about children and there was something about family being involved here, and it was something that definitely has caused the relationship to think like this has really sent both of you, or however many of you are in the relationship, to start thinking more. And why I say this, because I feel like with the Judgment card, Wheel of Fortune, actually just all of these cards kind of just suggest to me that there has been like a deep state of disconnect and time out. And I do feel as if though it was kind of like necessary. I don't feel like it's a bad thing. I don't want, like, it doesn't have to be a bad thing. You know, even if it is a bad thing, it's not a bad thing. It's happening because it needs to happen. But I am sensing that with this Nine of Wands on the bottom of the deck here, it just seems as if though there is kind of like, not a hardship, but kind of like this ultimatum coming up with this situation here. I feel like there's like, with this Wheel of Fortune and the Star card here, there may be a really big change within the relationship between the both of you, because I feel like your person has very strong morals, and that they take things like this very seriously, and maybe they've been a little bit like detached, or they've been like a little bit like aloof, or kind of like, how do I say, caught in something else. And I get strong Aquarius energy with this reading. And with the Fire Mother card here, I almost wonder if your person's just been like working a lot. I feel like your person's been kind of like, because the Fire Mother card, I remember reading about it when I was first learning how to read the deck, and the one thing that stuck out to me is the card can easily signify somebody who's constantly looking for the next challenge, looking for the next problem to solve, and looking for the next thing to do. And because of that, it can kind of create this loop where you're constantly just, you know, worrying about the next thing, always working, and never truly enjoying your life, but rather looking at everything as another hardship to overcome, you know, treating it kind of like a game. And with the 7th chakra, I feel like your person's very smart. I feel like they're very book smart, maybe a little bit common sense smart, but I feel like they're more book smart, and I feel like they're very realistic, and they take things like this very seriously. I feel like they're very susceptible to taking their relationships in more of a transactional manner. And I almost wonder if that's how your person has been feeling lately, and they've been kind of taking things that way. I feel like they've been kind of thinking like that, you know. I very much want to say that they haven't been feeling very much, not in a bad way, but they've been thinking more, and they've been feeling a lot, but they've been thinking just as much, you know. And I wouldn't be surprised if the Knight of Swords, they've been kind of overthinking. But with the 7 of Pentacles, I feel like they've really been thinking about how they can commit to you more, or they can kind of like, you know, seal the deal. And maybe for some of you, it does deal with starting a family, you know, like starting a family, you know, like adopting kids or making them, whatever the case may be. Or, you know, like if it isn't like that, you know, moving in together, and, or, you know, like adopting animals, something of the sort, something to kind of like bond you guys together a little bit faster and to start a family. And obviously, like, especially if you are, you know, like a millennial or like a Gen Z, like you probably aren't that interested in starting a family right now, or whatever the case may be. You know, I just feel like your person's really been thinking about you, but in kind of like a detached way. I don't know how to describe it. And then what else do we got here? We also got 3 of Wands. Lots of Wands here. Your person definitely has a lot of passion for you. Lots of Wands, girl. That was literally the first wand you pulled. Anyways, but you get the vibe here. With this 3 of Wands, I very much feel... Sorry, I'm just like laughing at myself. With this 3 of Wands, I do think that they have been very interested in making progress with you, in progressing the relationship farther along. You know, it's like if you've just been talking with them, they want to make it official. If you already are official, you know, maybe they'd want to get married. And if you are married, they want to have kids with you. That's for some of you. Not all of you. Take that how it resonates. But it's safe to say that for the collective, your person has really been thinking about committing to you, whether or not you are in contact. But I do want to say that there doesn't seem to be any sour taste in this reading. So I definitely do think you've been talking to your person. Maybe for some of you, you're already with this person. But I just feel like they've also dealt with some things in the past before, and maybe that's why they've been thinking so much. I feel like with this Judgment and the Wheel of Fortune card here, and this 3 of Wands, there's a lot of circumstances that have been presented to the relationship. whether it be like schedules, living situations, finances, feelings even. I just feel like there have been like different factors that have been thrown into the entire situation that has really made your person think, and they've really been in this problem solving mind. I feel like they're very much working to face a lot of problems and to spend more time with you, be with you more, and spend more, just like be more present in the relationship, and how to make progress and how to, like move along even farther with it, instead of like constantly working, or instead of like barely seeing you, like seeing you only like once a week, maybe even once every 2 to 3 weeks. I just feel as if though that there has been a lot of organic space that has been created between the two of you. And what I mean by that is, it's not like y'all meant to stop talking, or it's not like y'all meant to be in less contact with each other, or not talk as much, or be with each other as much. It's just that the circumstances that have been presented just made y'all distance naturally, whether it be like work, school, like just schedules in general. There is something that got in the way, and there is something that kind of like hindered y'all from like properly communicating or properly spending time together, and when y'all do spend time, maybe it's a little bit transactional, maybe it's a little bit robotic and a little bit stressful, because I'm sensing that somebody in this relationship, or one or more people, are kind of stressed out or kind of like overworking themselves. With the Fool card, ooh, wow, okay, yeah, with the Family card and the Fool card here, I definitely do feel like your person wants to start a new journey with you and take a leap of faith with you. And I almost wonder if you've been sensing this, pile too. I feel like you've been thinking about this too. I really do feel like this energy goes both ways. I feel like with the Knight of Swords, like, it's interesting because this is the first time I've seen a Knight of Swords that, like, is the back is to the person looking at the card. So I almost wonder if your person is like leaving something behind, or both of you are leaving something behind and starting a new journey together. Perhaps the changes that I've been talking about, or the circumstances in which how your person wants to, be closer to you. I almost wonder if those changes have already taken place, or if they are about to take place within like, pretty soon. And I don't know, like, I just feel like your person's a very intellectual being, and somebody who really thinks things through. And they're somebody who really likes to smooth out all the lumps, and they are somebody who likes to get all the corners. I feel like they're just a very thorough person, and they don't really like going through with something unless they have a complete plan set out. And maybe that can come off as like kind of a control freak thing, but I also feel like they're very prolific, and they're very good at, mapping things out. And they definitely are doing that with you. I very much think that they are working through a lot of the problems that they see like you guys facing together, and they're really adamant about overcoming them and working through them, and still being able to be with you. And that's true though, because I feel like your person is just very like overworked. It's hard to get a good read on them because they are so detached, and they are probably working very hard, or you may be overworked, or you may be working very hard. But I don't know. Even in this reading, like the reading got interrupted, and like I had to start filming again. I had to like edit the clip out, but my phone just like, I got a text, and then like it just stopped recording. And I very much feel like it kind of speaks volumes to how the relationship has been going. Like, I almost wonder if there has been a lot of interruptions. Like y'all try to go on a date, and it's like, sorry, I'm like busy. Or like y'all try to go see each other. Y'all try to spend time together. Y'all try to like plan something out, Something was being planned, and a lot of changes happened in the relationship that kind of destroyed those plans, or like, kind of changed or caused a lot of setbacks, Like, oh, like we're gonna move in together, and then something happens to where y'all can't do that, And I'm not saying that like that's how it is for all of you. Take that how it resonates, but the general message from that is that there was big changes that happened and kind of caused the relationship to, be set back, or kind of like change trajectory. And I definitely want to say like, your person just seems like very determined and very like deep in thought. I feel like they haven't been talking to you as much, regardless of the fact that if you've been in contact or not. I just feel like your person has been like ruminating a lot and thinking a lot. So yeah. I'm going to show you these tea leaf cards. Y'all actually got 4. I think y'all got the most out of all the piles. So yeah. For yours we have Tower, solid foundation, success with effort. Chair filled, someone new is entering your life. Crown, honor and respect will come to you. And Caterpillar, things will not always be this way. A change is coming. Wow. So I feel like if there's someone new is entering your life, this kind of changes things, because I feel like that kind of says like there could be 2 extremes to this reading. And what I mean by that is I feel like this could go 2 ways. One, I'm sensing with that chair filled card, either A, somebody's about to come forward to the both of you and be like, hey, like, I found a place that y'all can stay, or like, hey, like, I know y'all have been looking to do this, or like, oh, like, you know, like, somebody's coming in to kind of alleviate some of the issues that have been happening in the relationship, whether it's to one of you or both of you. And then what I'm also sensing is that if this is somebody that you are just wondering about and y'all aren't even together, I very much feel like this person is coming towards you with an offering, or they are very much looking to take it to the next step with you. I do feel like, regardless of who's watching this reading, I very much think that all of you are going to be in a completely different stage of the relationship from person to person. Like, I feel like 2 people watching this, like, one of y'all could literally still be, like, in the talking phase, you know, like, y'all haven't even swapped numbers yet. And then another, you know, section of y'all, like, y'all could already be having kids. Y'all could already be on that pathway, you know. But it's safe to say with the star card here, like, there's different walks of life in this reading here, and this is a very like diverse reading out of all the piles I'm sensing. But yeah, I think that's all I have for you, pile 2. This reading feels very short, feels especially short compared to pile 1, but I don't know, I kind of want to keep it that way, and I just want to sum up this reading by saying that your person has really been thinking about how they can overcome a lot of the obstacles that come in between y'all when it comes to like spending more time with you, being with you, and you know, just I feel like it really comes down to quality time, honestly, and just like being closer and more intimate with you, and you know, committing to you more, and you know, like sealing the deal. And they've really been ruminating about that because they've been working very hard, and there's a lot of things that have been presented to them that are constantly changing the circumstances, but they are very much excited to start a new journey with you. So yeah, pile 2, that's all I have for you. If the reading resonated, please like, comment, and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1K subscribers, but other than that, thank you so much for watching. I love you. Bye. Hello, pile 3. If you chose She's With Me by Jessica Cunsolo, this is going to be your reading. So I actually want to start the reading off with a different kind of reading, which is reading the back of the book for you. But anyways, let's get right into it. It says, a new town, a new love, another chance to stay alive. Arriving in another town, Amelia Collins vows to fit in and finish her senior year drama-free. There can't be any mistakes. Staying under the radar is what keeps Amelia one step ahead of the man who is trying to find and destroy her. But when a group of students befriends her and makes her feel safe and loved, Amelia struggles to maintain her distance, especially when faced with her feelings for Aiden Parker, whose piercing gray eyes and strength weaken her resolve. When Aiden's ex-girlfriend threatens Amelia in ways that make her easy to find, she has to act quickly. Feeling crushed by her desire for a normal life and not wanting to leave her friends behind, Amelia has an impossible choice to make between survival or the chance at real love. Okay. This is actually a 3-part series, and I read all of them, but I remember this book started on Wattpad, and I started reading it in middle school because I was in middle school. But then it got published, and I remember I found it by accident. I was in Barnes & Noble with a friend, and I saw this, and I was like, I seen She's With Me, and I was like, no way. I didn't even see the Wattpad logo. I didn't see anything but the title. I was like, you're joking. Is this that one book I read in middle school but never finished because it didn't get, when at the time it wasn't completed. So when I found this, I was like, girl, I was shook. I was in tears almost, and I ate the whole thing up. I remember I sit in my room, listen to the Pokemon theme for Snow Point City from Gen 4, and like lighting candles and like reading this. Girl, I ate it up. I ate it up like it was a snack. Anyways, let's get right into the reading. So I'm going to get into the tarot first, and I'm going to lay out some oracle cards. It's going to be kind of a brief reading, honestly, because I told this to the other piles. Or at least I told it to pile 2. Pile 1's always my guinea pigs, but don't tell them that. And if you're from pile 1, I'm so sorry. But I just wanted to say, like, I kind of wanted to keep the readings brief today. And, like, I don't know, like, sometimes I feel guilty when the reading isn't long enough. But I also kind of realized that, like, sometimes with these readings, like, they can be, like, an hour long. And, like, girl, like, my attention span just, like, sometimes I just don't want to be listening for an hour long just to see how someone feels, you know? Kind of want to, like, get a little quick message and be like, oh, you know, that's it. You know, like, maybe, like, 20 minutes. That's how long the readings have been averaging today. And I don't know, I was like, wow, this is kind of nice, you know? Like, I feel like I'm going to feel weird uploading a shorter video, but I feel like in the grand scheme of things, I'm going to be like, wow, like, I really can sense, like, people would much prefer, like, sometimes. I remember I watched this video, and these people are commenting, like, no one has time for, like, an hour-long reading. And I was like, some people like it that way, but, like, you know, like, I can totally see how, like, some people aren't that patient. So, yeah. What are pile 3's person's feelings towards pile 3? What are pile 3's person's feelings towards pile 3? What are pile 3's person's feelings towards pile 3? Also, Vanessa Samina has like 2 new decks that are, and I need to pre-order them. I'm like trying to save up and like budget for them. Whew, y'all don't even know. Anyways, so for your cards, we have 6 of Pentacles. Let me move this out the way. 8 of Cups. 8 of Pentacles. The Sun. And Judgment. Lots of, I don't know, lots of 8s. And then on the bottom of the deck, we have 8 of Swords. Wow. A lot of 8s. I thought I was just crazy. And then I also do have these like tea leaf fortune cards, but I'm going to show you them later. For no particular reason. I just wanted to like layer it, you know. And then for your oracle cards, we have Adjacent Possibilities, Alchemy, and Self-Love. So, pile 3, I was very intrigued by your reading, because when I seen the Adjacent of Possibilities card, right off the bat, I feel like your person, like, there's a lot of circumstances here. And what I mean by that is there's history here. Things have happened here. You know, we have no 1s, 2s, 3s, or even 4s or 5s. So that leads me to believe that this is a very developed situation here. And, you know, I feel like with this 8 of Cups here, I almost wonder if y'all aren't in connection right now, or y'all aren't talking. And I feel like for some of you, it's not even like a bitter type of not talking, you know. I feel like with the 8 of Pentacles here and 6 of Pentacles, it definitely does seem as if though there's other things that kind of got in the way of the relationship, you know. I almost wonder if, you know, like with this self-love card here, I almost wonder if it's 2 or more people who are very focused on themselves and wanted to find themselves, or, you know, create themselves, or, you know, like go on a self-love journey before they kind of got into a relationship or really buckled down, or there was something that happened within the relationship and now y'all are practicing that, you know, y'all are trying to, you know, transmute all of that, you know, like, I do feel like there is a little bit of bitterness and a little bit of pain here. And this very much feels like, I don't know, all the readings today have felt very cliche. You know, this reading is timeless, but at the time, Venus is in Pisces right now, and I almost wonder if that's kind of what's inspiring all these readings. But with this Alchemy card here, I definitely do feel like your person's very much learning how to be more productive with their energy and emotions. I feel like your person, they seem very sensitive and they seem very emotional, but they kind of like are a little bit emotionally constipated in the sense that they don't really seem to express themselves that well. And I feel like that's like so like cliche to say in a reading like this, but it's very much true here, because with the Eight of Swords on the bottom of the deck, I feel like your person has just been like ruminating a lot, and they've been overthinking and kind of like trapping themselves within their own thoughts, honestly. And with the Sun card here, I very much feel like they see you as somebody who's moving along, or packing up their things to go see better or to get better. There's a lot of cards here with like the back turn, this one, and this one's kind of back turn. It's like kind of like 50%, so we'll say 2.5. But and with this one, this person's literally just tied up. But I very much feel like your person just feels very restricted, and I feel like they feel like you're leaving them behind. With the amount of eights we have here, it makes me think of like changes and moving forward from the seven, making progress, and just finally leaving things behind and constantly working and just kind of working on yourself. I very much feel like your person sees that you've been working on yourself with the Eight of Pentacles, the Sun card, Judgment, self-love, and even Alchemy, and Six of Pentacles. Just this whole reading suggests that you have been working on yourself a lot, pile 3. I really commend you for that, first of all. Second of all, your person definitely notices it. I feel like maybe they look at you through social media or through like mutuals, or like they hear about you from time to time, or they think of you from time to time. I feel like you have a very potent energy, so I feel like they, when you think of them at all, like it automatically manifests them, or like you're automatically just like manifesting them like that. But I also feel like it kind of goes both ways, in the sense that you both probably think about each other and manifest each other. And I very much think that the manifestation aspect isn't necessarily like, oh, like your person's like thinking about you and they're sending you like telepathic messages. I very much, when I say someone's manifesting you, it comes in like little bits and pieces, like your person sees like, I don't know, Dodge vehicles, and like that reminds them of you because maybe you really like those cars, like every time they see Lindor chocolate, they're like, oh, that's pile 3's favorite chocolate, things like that. That's how I interpret manifestations in my life. So yeah, with this Eight of Swords here, they definitely feel very restricted and they feel very trapped, and I almost wonder if they're trying to manifest you to get you to come back to them so that they don't have to like I feel like they're kind of prideful in that sense, but that's for some of you, not all of you. Oh my gosh, we have all 4 eights here. Wow, that's really something, you guys. Sorry, I'm just like in shock right now. We really have all 4 eights here, at least from like the court cards. But I think that your person, with this Eight of Wands here, this talks about speed. We all know what Eight of Wands is. We all know it talks about speed. But I feel like that's kind of how the situation seems to be. I feel like maybe if you guys were together and then like things ended, I feel like that happened very suddenly, or maybe you very suddenly came into this person's life. This reading feels very flexible. Do apply it how it resonates, because first of all, that's how you should be doing it, because I don't want you to take it too literally, but what I'm trying to convey here is I feel like your person very much sees you as somebody who happened very suddenly in their life. And, if you aren't in contact with this person, then they also see that you left just as suddenly. And with the Adjacent Possibilities card here, that card is what makes this reading so interesting, because it applies in so many different ways, in the sense that it could literally be that it sets up the reading itself, and it also sets up how your person feels. What I mean by that is, in terms of setting up the reading, it just means that there are so many different like outcomes and like possibilities from person to person watching this reading, and what situation y'all are going through. It's like one person watching this reading could be going through something completely different with like from another person watching this reading. And then with your person themselves, for the collective, I feel like your person is very much daydreaming about the possibilities, daydreaming about like, oh, like what if we just like saw each other at Walmart, and we just like start talking again, or like, oh, what if they accidentally send me a meme, or like, oh, just all these different scenarios. And I feel like that very much is like kind of how they're thinking, and it also kind of speaks about how the relationship could happen. I feel like there are a lot of different possibilities in which that you and your person could like reunite in the case that you all want that. If you don't want that, then like obviously like that's up to you. Like, you have free will. But I do want to say that, like, if you were hoping, I feel like the way this relationship will pan out, or the way that this person kind of like distinguishes themselves in your life, is going to be very different and very unexpected from person to person. I can't say how in which it'll be unexpected, but if I had to guess, or if I had to kind of like feel what I'm like seeing here, I definitely do think that it deals with like distance, and it deals with moving, because of the Eight of Cups here. I very much feel like if distance is an issue in the relationship, that's definitely one of the factors that could change if you were to set that intention. But I also just feel like it just seems as if though like distance is now like something that happened. But with the Sun card here, I keep like bouncing from card to card. Like, I don't know, like I feel very scattered in this reading, and kind of like almost crazy, you know? Like, I feel like that's how your person feels. Like, I feel like maybe if they've tried reaching out to you, they've tried making sense, you know? They've very much tried making sense of the situation, trying to get a clear read on you. Child, something tells me they need to be watching the what are their feelings towards your reading, not you. Like, I feel like you're a very intuitive person, pile 3, and I feel like you're very intelligent, and I think that whatever I've been saying, like, obviously, like, even if it doesn't 100% resonate, or like, what I'm literally saying doesn't 100% resonate, you get what I'm like, you're picking up what I'm putting down, and you're able to apply it in your own situation here, because like, despite how different it is from like person to person, like I said, I feel like the feelings are all the same here, and I can definitely safely assume that a lot of the feelings deal with confusion, mishaps, and miscommunications. And I feel like with this Judgment card here, your person has been in a deep state of thought. They've been thinking a lot, and not just about you, honestly. I feel like maybe it deals with also their work. I feel like their work is definitely an important subject in this reading. With the Six of Pentacles here, you know, maybe they were kind of struggling with finances, or like maybe they were just like one of those broke dudes that be leeching off of you. That's just neither here nor there. But, you know, if you are going through that, like, check out this channel on YouTube called The Wizard Liz, and she literally has a video called Stop Dating Broke Guys, and I was like, dang, she really spilled the tea. But, you know, not to say that the money isn't the end all be all, and I very much think that you understand that, pile 3, but I definitely do think that it was kind of a factor in this relationship, or like kind of a factor within this person's life, or something they put too much value in, and maybe that's kind of what caused some issues, or caused them to overthink, you know? It's really hard to pin down what exactly happened here, but I really want to say that like y'all are in contact. And I know I keep like sounding like a broken record and like going back and forth, but honestly, like, it just kind of speaks volumes to how your person feels, you know? It's hard to pick up on what your person is truly feeling or thinking, because like they're so out of alignment that it's like confusing. And then what else do we got here? We also got Queen of Swords. I definitely do see that. I feel like with the Queen of Swords here, pile 3, I do want to say that I think that you're a very critical person, or you're somebody who doesn't tolerate it. You know, you're somebody who is very no nonsense, and you're somebody who likes to just like cut to the chase. You know, if someone starts, you know, like speaking nonsense and fluff to you, you're like, okay, why are you here? You know, like, what's the tea? You know, I feel like you're somebody who doesn't like tolerating like nonsense like that, and I feel like you're probably a very busy person with this Eight of Pentacles here. I feel like you're somebody who could own a business, or you're somebody who is constantly working. You know, you could work more than one job, or you just have a lot of things that require your time and energy. Like, you seem like a very important person, by the way. And not that other people aren't, but I'm just saying, like, you know, regarding to social status, I feel like you're somebody who is constantly working, and you're somebody who values their time very much. And I almost wonder if that's kind of another factor that played out in the relationship, in the sense that maybe your person played too much of you, or they kind of like were a little bit indecisive and like a little bit frustrating, you know? And I just want to say, like, your person is just like, they kind of struggle with people pleasing, honestly, and I feel like they very much struggle with trying to always be there for others. And maybe that's something that got in the way of the relationship, because they seem very spineless, and they seem like they sometimes are kind of a pushover, and that probably presented its own issues to the relationship. I also have these tea leaf cards, as you know. I'm gonna show you them. We have woman, dealings or relationship with a woman. Unicorn, use your intuition to make beneficial changes. Cat, a two-faced friend. Oh my gosh. and door opportunities are waiting for you. Pile 3. I almost wonder if your person is seeing somebody else, or they want to go see somebody else, like y'all broke up and this person's immediately with another person, or vice versa, like y'all broke up and you're like, girl, I'm not doing this, I never really liked you like that anyways, let me just move on. But now I'm sensing like third party energy here, and obviously this is for some of you, not all of you. But with this woman card and this cat card here, the two-faced friend, it could literally be as extreme as like your friend is like seeing your person and like it was behind your back, or it was like your person was seeing somebody that you knew of and they were both lying to you, or something of the sorts. And obviously not to say like, if you are in a secure relationship, not to say that your person is like, cheating or something, but I just feel like this woman card here, like for some of you, like there could be a strong message of like that your person is very disloyal to you and somebody who is way too indecisive with their own emotions and their desires. But on the flip side, for some of you, I feel like the woman card could also deal with like a maternal figure, or like maybe an ex, or like a mom perhaps, or like maybe there's a woman's influence on your person. Like when I pulled that card initially, I kind of made me think of a mother, like a mama's boy, or somebody who struggles with mommy boy issues, things like that. But I also feel like that could have possibly gotten in the way of the relationship. See what I mean? Like with this adjacent possibilities card, it's really endless as to what exactly could be going on for all of you. But I do want to say collectively, like something about an outside feminine, like, or like a woman's influence definitely did take a part in the relationship. And I feel like this person, like your person, pile 3, like they're just like not behaving honestly, and I don't know. It could also speak to the fact that they want to be with you, because obviously this is from their perspective and how they're feeling. So with this woman card here, that very much could be you, whether or not you identify as a woman, pile 3. But I just want to sum up this reading by saying that your person is definitely very wishy-washy, and they seem very confused, and they really like feel restricted when it comes to like talking to you, and like opening up opportunities to speak with you and be with you. And I feel like they see that like you're somebody who is not tolerative, or like tolerant, or tolerative, wow. But they very much see you as somebody who's very hardworking, and that you're somebody who values their time and energy and resources. And you're definitely very unique in that sense, in a lot of senses actually. But they very much daydream about you, and they really want to, I don't know, like they just want to like, it's hard to tell what they want, and I feel like that's like the basis of the issues when it comes to this reading. And that's all I'm gonna say, because I don't want to spew nonsense. And they also feel like you happened very quickly, and you also, left just as quickly if you did leave this person, pile 3, or vice versa, if they left you, like it happened all so quickly. I feel like this was a whirlwind of a situation here. Ironic, because like it takes so long to explain it. So yeah. That's all I have for you, pile 3. This reading was really confusing, so I hope it resonated. And if it did, like, comment, and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1K subscribers. But other than that, thank you so much for watching. I love you. Bye. Hello, pile 4. If you chose Bad Bachelor by Stefanie London, this is going to be your reading. But first, before we get into your reading, let me give you a different kind of reading. Reading the back of the book. Seriously though, I've been reading the back of the book to all the piles. I swear, it's like I just kind of wanted to do that, just to like catch a vibe, Seriously, okay? I'm being serious, okay, pile 4. Like I'm not playing with you right now, okay? Anyways, it says everybody's talking about the hot new app reviewing New York's most eligible bachelors. But why focus on Prince Charming when you can read the latest dirt on the lowest ranked bad bachelors, New York City's most notorious bad boys? If one more person mentions the Bad Bachelors app to Reed McMahon, someone's gonna get hurt. A PR whiz, Reed is known as an image fixer, but his womanizing ways have caught up with him. What he needs is a PR miracle of his own. When Reed strolls into Darcy Greer's workplace offering to help save the struggling library, she isn't buying it. The prickly Brooklynite knows Reed is exactly the kind of guy she should avoid, but the library does need his help. As she reluctantly Oh my gosh. As she reluctantly works with Reed, she realizes there's more to the man than his reputation. Maybe, just maybe, Bad Bachelor number one is the one for her. And oh my gosh. This book was like, this was such a good era of my life. I love all these books, but this is definitely like a more memorable one. I remember the day I bought it. I still have the receipt, and it was just like, it was such a whirlwind of a book. I don't know, like, I don't even remember how long it took me to read it, but I just remember it was one of the first few romance novels I got. It was, I already had Chasing Red and Always Red, and then I got A Kissing Game, and then I got Wedding Day, and then I think I got this one. But yeah, I don't know, getting a lot of memories just holding this book. Anyways, pile 4. That was the first part of the reading, the literal reading. I don't know why I'm in such a goofy mood. I was not behaving this way with all the other piles. I swear, pile 4. It's not like that. But anyways, okay. So I'm going to get into the tarot first, then I'm going to lay out the oracle cards, and then I'm going to show you the tea leaf cards that I pulled. But today's reading is going to be a little bit shorter, and honestly, I was telling this to pile 3 and a little bit of pile 2, but I wanted to keep today's reading kind of short and a little bit more brief, because I feel like, I don't know, like, I always feel obligated to do, like, really long readings, or, like, readings that last, like, in upwards of, like, 25 minutes, because I feel like, I don't know, like, I just feel obligated to, but, like, I kind of realized, because I was watching this one tarot reading, and a lot of the comments were like, who has time to sit down for an hour and, like, watch a reading, you know? And it's like, there are people who really like long readings, and, you know, I like to cater to those people, but obviously there are some people who don't want to sit down and, like, listen, like, sit there for an hour about how somebody is, like, being stupid with their feelings towards them. So there's that. But, you know, not everyone's the same. Yeah. It also makes it a little bit easier on me, because I do feel like sometimes doing really long videos like that kind of burns myself out. So yeah. What are pile 4's person's feelings towards pile 4? What are pile 4's person's feelings towards pile 4? Pile 4's person's feelings towards pile 4. What are their feelings towards pile 4? Alright. We have the 7 of Cups. Queen of Cups. The Hierophant. Taurus energy, we love that. 2 of Swords. And then Judgment. The Judgment card has been coming out a lot today. And then we also have Chariot. I'll pull more cards from the bottom of the deck in a second. I'll show you the tea leaf cards in a little bit, just like I said. But for your oracle cards, we have 6th Chakra Archangel Metatron. Your dreams are closer than you think. And Support. Okay, pile 4. This is definitely the sweetest reading out of the 4. Do not tell any of the other piles I said that. And if you do, like, I will throw cookies at you. I don't know. Cookies are the first thing that pop into my head. I will throw a cookie at you. Do not eat that cookie, because it will have touched the floor, and that means there's bacteria all over it. I don't care about your 5-second rule. Anyways, I don't know, pile 4. Like, I'm in such a goofy mood. Like, I feel like that's very much how you feel. Like, this definitely feels like a more early stage relationship, or like more early stage situationship. You know, whether or not that applies, I just want to say the 6th chakra here, especially right under the Hierophant card, it's like I've been doing the same layout for all of the piles today, so it's like kind of interesting that these two cards are right next to each other, because the 6th chakra obviously rules the throat, and the throat is, there's a lot of blue here too, blue, and the throat is actually ruled by Taurus, and that may be why a lot of Tauruses are very good singers. Like, if you have Taurus in your big 3, or if you have Taurus as a Mercury, like, you tend to have a very soothing voice, and you have a very nice voice. I'm a Taurus moon, and like, even in some of the videos, people are like, oh, I like your voice. I'm like, oh my god, thank you. But, you know, my point is that I feel like your person is a very stubborn person, and they have trouble articulating themselves, or trouble like communicating themselves, and maybe they show a lot of their, you know, like emotions through like actions, and so maybe that's why it's been kind of confusing. But I am sensing that a lot of the confusion is within this Two of Swords and Judgment card here. I feel like this relationship or like this situation here, because I very much sense that like y'all aren't on bad terms or nothing, and if y'all are, like, apply that how it resonates. But or there may be another pile for you. Oh, my stomach just made a weird noise. I don't know what that was, but I just want to say, like, with the support card here, like, the first thing that came out in my head was like your person sees you as like very nurturing. And okay, there's another thing. This is a number 4 on here. It says number 4, and then we have 4D, and if you like condense that, that's 4, and then we have 4 over here. That's a lot of 4s, y'all. I feel like there's Cancer involved here, and then we have the Chariot, which is literally card ruled by Cancer. But I feel like your person or you could be a Cancer. And listen, child, if there's Cancer themes in this reading, like, we already know the vibe, we already know how the reading's gonna go. But with the 7 of Cups and Queen of Cups, I feel like your person sees you as very emotional and somebody who like brings a lot to the table, and they see a lot of different opportunities, and they can see a lot of ways in which things could go with you. I almost wonder if your person's really been daydreaming about you, especially with this "your dreams are closer than you think" card here. I feel like your person's like not obsessively, but like very frequently daydreaming about you, and they're so caught up in their daydreams. Maybe sometimes it's hard for them to communicate all of their feelings to you, and maybe they show it through a lot of weird actions. But with this Chariot card here, this person feels very at home with you, pile 4. They very much see you as a very homey person, and I feel like one or more of you are a homebody, and maybe y'all like spending time together and I don't blame y'all. But especially with the prices nowadays, like, girl, who is going out? Actually, everyone's going out because groceries cost like $1 million. Like, have y'all seen how much a carton of eggs costs? I'd rather just like get fast food, but that's neither here nor there. What I'm trying to convey here, pile 4, is that like your person just feels very comfortable with you. Like, even the way I've been joking around in this reading, that highly suggests to me that your person is very funny, or like you're very funny, and they just love joking around with you and having fun with you. But I feel like it started kind of casually. I'm sensing that the Hierophant card here, it definitely seems as if though you met this person, or like y'all met through a more like traditional means. And what I mean by that is like it met through a more structured way. Like, maybe y'all had a class together, maybe y'all had work together, maybe y'all met through like a meetup, or like you're going to like an organized party or something like that, and y'all met each other. I'm just sensing that community was heavily involved when it came to meeting this person, and I feel like they also just see you as a very like community oriented person. Perhaps you're like somebody who is very humanitarian, or somebody who is kind of stubborn, but also like very sweet, and also very like knowledgeable when it comes to like society and like how things work, you know. With the Hierophant card here, you may be somebody who takes school and like work and just anything like that very seriously. You may have kind of like a traditional mindset when it comes to those things, and not in a bad way, you know, but it's just like you have a soft spot for those, and you like to take things at a very organized and like slow pace. And I feel like your person sees that about you, and they really admire it. I feel like they really see like how hardworking you are, and they really like that about you. But simultaneously with this support card here, I very much feel like they also see you as like a very caring and like nurturing person, and like you probably like think of it to the very last detail too, you know. It's like, I don't know, like you just do kind little gestures for them, or they do kind little gestures for you. I very much think that a lot of the things that I'm going to say in this reading are going to be reciprocated, because like this just feels so comfortable, you know. And I just feel like there's a sense of leisure within this reading, because I feel like your person feels very comfortable being around you, and feels very comfortable knowing that like you're a part of their life in whatever shape or form that you are. But I do want to say that like with the Two of Swords and Judgment card here, this person has a lot of trouble communicating their feelings, and they have a lot of trouble like making sense of the amount of emotions that they face on a daily basis. Especially with this Chariot card here, you know, it's like they don't have to have Cancer within their chart. It may be something to do with their 4th house, but there is somebody very emotional, and there is somebody who's very considerate, and somebody who's very goal oriented. Especially with the Hierophant card here, I feel like with the 7 of Cups too, they also see a lot of opportunities with you and to grow with you, and to kind of like, you know, like, oh, like I was planning to do this by myself, but now I can do it with this person. I have something to share with this person. I don't know, this reading is just so sweet. Like, even as I'm doing this reading, the sun's coming out. But, pile four, like, this person's just, like, they're very perplexed right now. They're very much up in their own head right now. So, like, I do want to say that, like, a lot of their actions are just, like, pretty bad attempts at them trying to properly articulate their emotions because they are so prone to bottling things up. But with the Queen of Cups here, they definitely see you as, like, a very romantic and attractive person, especially emotionally. Like, they just see you as, like, they really appreciate that you're, like, a more soft person, and it's like you don't have to be a very emotional person, pile four. Oh my gosh, even pile four, like, that's number four. It's like they just see you as, like, a very, like, motherly figure, and not saying, like, they have, like, mommy issues or something, or saying, like, oh, like, you're my mama. But I'm just saying, like, they really appreciate you and they really like the way that you take care of them, and vice versa. I feel like this person could also be very nurturing towards you, and that there's somebody who really cares for you, and that there's somebody who's very supportive of you. But, like, I feel like with the Two of Swords and the Judgment card here, and I also seen this card, the Five of Wands. Don't worry, I've been pulling cards from the bottom of the deck for everybody. But with the Five of Wands here, I definitely do feel like there is a lot of conflict going on in their life, and they're going through, not like a lot, but they're going through a lot of mental challenges right now. And it's kind of like, maybe this translates to how they treat you. Maybe sometimes it can come off a little bit off-putting or, like, suspicious or confusing, because, like, the way they treat you is a little bit, like, disorienting, because it's like, girl, like, what do you mean? But I very much think that with this Five of Wands here, like, they're just in a lot of, like, internal conflict right now, and they're really thinking right now. Like, they're really thinking of ways that they can move forward with you, and they're really thinking of ways on how they can advance the relationship with you. But I very much think that because of, like, how many emotions are going through their body, and, like, how much they're thinking about, I feel like it's very unclear as to what their motives are. But just understand that they don't really understand their motives either. They just know that they, like, want to spend more time with you, and that they want to, like, communicate to you more properly and tell you how they feel and express to you more, like how you make them feel. But yeah, they really care about you, pile four. I just want to say that much. They very much, like, are very protective of you. I'm sensing with this Hierophant card here, I find Tauruses to be very protective, and I just think that they've been in, like, a very meditative state, and that they have been doing a lot more thinking than doing as of late. Especially if, like, they do have Taurus in their chart, just understand that, like, February upcoming, like, it's gonna be a very, like, transitional and a very, like, introspective month for Tauruses, especially since Tauruses have gone through so much within the past 2 years. And regardless of the fact that, like I said, if they have Taurus or not in their chart, what I'm trying to say is that your person is in a very introspective state right now, and they're thinking a lot right now, regardless of the time frame, because this is a timeless reading. But they very much are thinking about you, and they are wanting to be more clear with their intentions with time. But they would rather think it through before they say it to you and it come out wrong. They want to make sure everything that they say comes out right, and, like, rubs you the correct way. Ace of Swords, absolutely. Like, they really just want to hone their thoughts. I feel like they probably are more of a thinker than a feeler, but that could be for some of you, not all of you. I'm saying that they could either me grouping, like, I love when I do that. I'm like, they're one or the other. But, like, seriously though, I am sensing that, like, your person likes to make sense of their emotions, and they like their emotions and their thoughts to kind of coincide, and to kind of, like, be, like, they want those two things to conjunct one another, and to be, like, easy flowing. Me using the word conjunct because I heard it in astrology, and I'm, like, trying to use big words, lol. But I really do feel like your person is just, like, trying to think of ways that they can approach you, and trying to think of ways that they can come up with new ideas to either A, spice up the relationship, or B, take the relationship even further and see how they can move forward with you. And perhaps at the Cherry card in the heavy Cancer theme, maybe they're thinking about moving in with you, or like, spending more time in with you, or, like, things like that. Yeah. We have some tea leaf cards here. I want to show you these. We have Gong, an exciting event. Younger man, dealings or relationship with a younger man. And Star, guaranteed success. I almost wonder if the younger man card here, like, regardless of their gender, pile four, I almost wonder if your person's, like, younger than you, and not by a long shot. This could be for some of you, not all of you. Like, your person could very well be older than you, but I feel like for a good majority of you, your person may be a little bit younger than you, or a lot, doesn't matter. But I am sensing that the Star and Gong card here, it really does seem as if though, like, your person's, like, trying to create success, I feel, and like trying to like make the relationship like exciting and, you know, like tantalizing and, you know, like alluring for the both of you. And I feel like they're thinking of ways that they can like, you know, spend more time with you and make things, you know, just more exciting, you know. But yeah, honestly, I feel like that's all there is to this reading pile four. Like, I want to like sit here and really elaborate on how they feel, but like I very much think that you understand how they feel, but they may be a very confusing person. They may be like very like emotionally deep, and they may be like a little bit too emotional for you, maybe even. But they very much are thinking of ways that they could spend more time with you and be with you more, possibly move in with you, and they're thinking of ways to move forward. But I feel like there's a lot of other things kind of getting in the way, or a lot of other things that are occupying their mind, and, you know, like maybe even stressing them out or causing them to like overthink. But very much understand that they really care about you and that they really have some strong feelings for you, and you make them feel very supported. You know, like they are very supported, but I also feel like you bring a lot of stability to their life and you bring a lot of reassurance to their life, and it's really hard for them to express it to you, but they just really appreciate you, and they really appreciate like your presence as a whole. Even if you don't do anything, you may not understand it, but yeah, that's all I have for you, pile 4. Thank you so much for watching, but I hope this reading resonated, and, you know, if it did, then like, comment, and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1K subscribers, but other than that, thank you so much for watching. I love you. Bye.